Mitchell. And Gracie aboard that number 11. No other driver in the second half of last season scored as many points on average per round as the number 11 of Gracie Mitchell. Started the season quite slowly, although the results were still there. There was just one or two hiccups during the heats, but towards the back end of the season, her average per round higher than any other driver, and she will start the 2020 season along with a couple of other drivers with her eye firmly on the championship trophy here in our cadet class. And I think the challenge will come by the way of the 23 of Charlie Wyatt, not also forgetting the 20 of Catherine Potter and the 16 of David Mack. All four drivers heat winners here at Teesside, a couple of finals between them as well. David Mack still chasing the elusive final win. So we have a spin on the outside of the national loop. Looks like it's an all-red kart, so that could be Leon Barlow. No, he runs a predominantly red livery. Let's have a quick look as the number comes through the chicane. Nope, apologies to Leon. It's the 27 of, I believe that's William Howard, struggling round the national loop. He will, though, be followed round there by the number 20 of Charlie White. You see those two karts coming into shot in the background there. And Wyatt aboard the number 23 joined the championship from round number 4 last year and made an almost immediate impact by putting the kart on pole position at his first opportunity, and then followed that up with poles at rounds 5 and round number 6, taking a number of wins on the way. So the first time everybody's going to come through will allow the final two drivers to come over the line to set times. But at the moment, the time to beat will be a 55.177 set by the 23 of Charlie Wyatt. Catherine Potter closely behind, though. She was at the top of the timesheets until Wyatt came through. So it's Wyatt, Potter, Fox, Whiteley, Girling, Thomas Potter in the 38. Last year's Bambino champion is in 5th. Isabella Stansmore-Wilson, 6th. Lizzie Mentier, 8th. Oliver Watson in 9th. Tom Holden in 10th, as Fox, Whiteley and Potter both come through, improve on their times as they get familiar with the weather conditions. So that was Fox, Whiteley going through. That's Potter, so that's your top two as it stands. Gracie Mitchell, having gone out first, now finds herself back in the pack following the 8 of Ethan Girling and the 50 of Lizzie Mentier. So it's Potter, Wyatt, Fox, Whiteley, Girling, Mentier. Oliver Watson in the 33, running as high as 6th. And next weekend, when the O-Plate meeting for the Hire Kart Series makes its appearance here for the first time in 2020, and then following that will be the 6 rounds of the Hire Kart Championship. It will be the turn of Oliver's dad to get himself helmet on and behind the steering wheel as he enters the O-Plate meeting for the Hire Kart Championship. That's something that is open to anybody that wants to, for adult classes, running in both lightweight and heavyweight classes for the NRG Sprint Series. The Hire Kart class here, which is held as well round the Teesside National Circuit, as the 8 of Ethan Girling slides it down the inside of hairpin number 1. Down the inside of the 93 of Cody Lamb. So we have just under 6 minutes remaining. Cadet qualifying is well underway, and it's Catherine Potter at the head of the field with the time to beat, as Gracie Mitchell takes the wet line. It goes right round the outside of the 50 of Lizzie Mentier, round the south bank at the far end of the circuit. And she will set off now in chase of the number 8 of Ethan Girling as she looks to improve on her current 6th place. Over the line, no improvement, but it's to be expected, as she did have to go right the way around the outside in overtaking the 50 of Mentier. Big improvement, though, from the 87 of Tom Holden. Jumps up into 5th place. He's still 7/10 off what is a very impressive time in the wet so far by Catherine Potter. 54.6 the time to beat. The top 3 split by under 2/10, not much further back to Ethan Girling, and then there's half a second to Tom Holden. in the 87. Lizzie Mentier, and then Thomas Potter, younger brother of current provisional pole sitter Catherine Potter and last year's Bambino champion, is in 7th. Gracie Mitchell 8th, Oliver Watson 9th, Isabella Stansmore-Wilson 10th. There's Jack Thompson in the 37, has come off and goes into the pit lane. Ethan Girling, though, jumps up onto provisional pole with a 54.528, a superb lap. Finds himself a couple of tenths, and now Catherine Potter's going to have some work to do if she wants to retake that pole position. David Mack comes over the line, no improvement for him, and I'm not actually seeing, he's down there in 12th. Mack usually runs a lot higher up than that, so I'm not sure whether he's just not a fan of the wet weather conditions. It's certainly a condition that some drivers like and some certainly don't, and they're out there on their wet weather Dunlop tyres. We have 4 minutes remaining though of cadet qualifying, as Ethan Girling, the one to beat there, in the number 8. He's going to follow Catherine Potter over the line. So Potter's going to come through, see if her time is quick enough to beat Ethan Girling. No improvement for either of those drivers. Slight improvements though down the field. Personal bests for Gracie Mitchell and Lizzie Mentier, but Mitchell's is a slightly better personal best, so she will go up to 7th. Mentier drops down to 8th, and you will notice from having a look on the names down the side of the screen for our cadet qualifying session, heavy presence of female drivers as always with our cadet class here at Teesside. No, they will once again be at the head of the field. We had 3 female winners last year out on track with Catherine Potter, Bella Franklin and Gracie Mitchell, and this year we look to add to that as well with some more, and I see absolutely no reason why one of our female drivers cannot take the top step from the championship, especially having already mentioned about the form that Gracie Mitchell was in towards the back end of last season. 2.5 minutes remaining though of our cadet session. It's Ethan Girling at the head of the field aboard the number 8 kart from Catherine Potter. So it's Girling and Potter on the provisional front row, as we see the 38 of Thomas Potter, 8 years old, from Beauburn County, Durham, last year's Bambino champion. And, one of our youngest drivers here at Teesside in the cadet class. And Neil will come through very shortly and see if he can improve. Currently a superb and what will be a cadet high of 5th place if he stays where he is, but with 2 minutes remaining there is plenty of time for things to change as the circuit continues at the moment to dry out, the rain staying away. So improvements for Oliver Watson in the 33 and Ethan Charles in the 46th. Watson is 9th, Charles 17th. And there is Mitchell. She's almost now onto the back of a pack as Charlie Wyatt improves and finds himself on the outside of the front row provisionally. Still needs 2.5 tenths though to dispose Ethan Girling. We'll watch what will be a maiden pole position certainly here at Teesside for the driver of the number 8, if he can hold on for the remaining minute of our cadet qualifying session. So the 37 of Jack Thompson is back out on track, having been shown in the pit lane earlier on. So I'm not sure what the problem for Jack was, but he's back out and circulating in 15th place overall. Improvements for Gracie Mitchell. She goes up to 6th. Holden will drop back down to 7th. Stansmore Wilson as well improves, goes into the top 10. She'll provisionally start on the outside of the 5th row, dropping Max Shields down into 11th. We are 30 seconds away from checkered flag here in our cadet qualifying session, and as it stands, Ethan Girling and Charlie Wyatt on the front row. Gracie Mitchell though will go down the back straight, goes down the inside, and she's now got some clear track in front of her, at least for a few corners. Followed by the 50 of Lizzie Mentier, working together to try and go as fast as they can. The checkered flag is out though, just as Ethan Girling comes through. Catherine Potter though improves to go to the front row, so Charlie Wyatt's going to have a little bit of work to do if he wants to retake the front row berth. Checkers out, and no improvements down the field so far, as we now await the second row to come through of Charlie Wyatt and Jared Fox-Whiteley. Wyatt comes through, no improvement on the final lap, so it's all down to Fox-Whiteley in the number 22. He's still out there on circuit. I think he's got a bit of time before we see him come through, along with, not actually sure where he is out on track. Everybody else is coming through, and I think he's going to have to, we've got a couple more coming through. The 27 and the 3 of Josh Cooke cross the line. There is the 22 of Fox-Whiteley. I think the arm is up, and I think he's coming into the pits already, so it's going to be a front row of Ethan Girling on pole position for the first time alongside Catherine Potter, with Charlie Wyatt on the inside of row number 3 in the 23. So early spoils for the number 8 of Ethan Girling, and he will start on pole position alongside another of our championship favourites, Catherine Potter in the 20. There we've got Girling and Potter going over the weighbridge. The 18 of Max Shields as well, followed by the number 11 of Gracie Mitchell. So whilst we watch our cadet drivers going over the weighbridge, we'll have a quick look at our social media feed, and this time we'll have a quick look at our Facebook feed rather than the YouTube one. And we'll do that just as we come back from a slight word from our sponsors.